Is the United States still qualified to be called the world's largest consumer market or economy? Many people, whenever this topic comes up, immediately say America, but have they ever actually looked at the real numbers? In 2024, the total U.S. consumption reached 19.8 trillion. Sounds impressive at first glance, but let's break it down. 4.5 trillion of that was spent on healthcare insurance, $2.2 trillion was imputed rent, and $1.7 trillion went to legal and litigation fees. Healthcare costs speak for themselves. Half of it is probably spent by the country's aging population. And what is imputed rent? Even if you're a homeowner and not renting, they still estimate a rental value for your home. It is counted as part of consumer spending, justifying it by saying you pay property taxes and maintenance fees. In other words, America inflates its consumption figures with these accounting tricks. As for legal fees, China's total legal spending in 2024 was only about 50 billion RMB. That is just a fraction compared to the US, despite China having a population 4 times larger. Such massive legal costs in America show one thing: lawsuits are a way of life there. These types of expenses even have a name in America: painful consumption. This means money spent painfully unwillingly. In reality, nearly half of US consumer spending is on non-necessities like healthcare and legal fees. It is not on goods and services that improve living standards. If you remove all these painful consumption categories, actual US goods-related consumption in 2024 drops to around $6.3 trillion. Meanwhile, China's consumer goods spending was about 48.8 trillion RMB, roughly 6.2 trillion USD at exchange rates. Some may argue, see, America still leads by $100 billion, but they are ignoring two important facts: currency value and purchasing power. In China, $2 can buy you a full bag of eggs. In the US, it barely buys a few. Moreover, China's statistics only include new cars sold, 30 million units last year, while the US lumps in both new and used cars to reach 15 million. In smartphones, vegetable consumption, fruit consumption, and freshwater fish consumption, China outpaces the US by multiples. By almost every real measure of how much people actually consume, China has already surpassed America. Even worse, American consumers today can hardly sustain themselves. Did you know the 6th largest US export is blood plasma? The US supplies 70% of the world's plasma, even though it only has about 5% of the world's population. What does that say? That millions of Americans survive by selling their blood? It's unimaginable that a so-called wealthy country needs its citizens to sell plasma to make ends meet. It definitely doesn't fit the image of the world's largest consumer market. Please click the link below to watch the full episode of this series. Thank you.